Good morning, everybody. Semi-retired Bob here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I talk about carnivore and carnivore diet and things related to the carnivore diet. And sometimes I talk about some other odd stuff. Today, we're going to talk about, is my diabetes really cured? And then later in the video, we're going to talk a little bit about exercise and walking. Both subjects are fairly important. Before we get started, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. I just can't believe I'm closing in on 2,000 subscribers. Wow. And if you're new here, feel free to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. And it does help the channel out. It helps me spread to more people so more people can get the message I'm trying to get out there. Okay, now, is my diabetes really cured? Had a comment about that. And she was saying, you're giving out misinformation. You're not really cured. Well, I'll let you guys be the judge of it. You can completely decide for yourself because, as I've always said, don't take my word for it. What do I know? I'm just an old retired truck driver. But to get into this, I went into Webster's dictionary and looked up the definition of food. Now, I got this idea. I believe Dr. Barry that did one of these like this, or it might have been, I don't remember who it was. It could have been Bart Kay, it could have been Sean Baker, any number of people, maybe even Anthony Chafee. But Webster's Dictionary of Food, something that nourishes, sustains, or supplies. That seems pretty simple. And now, what is poison? A substance that through its chemical action usually kills, injures, or impairs. Got a little pause here because we're going up that first big hill. Okay. So a long way to go from getting to the top of this hill, but so we know what food is, and we know what poison is. Now, let me ask you another question. If, let's say, you had a little spill in the garage, you spilled some antifreeze on the floor. And because, antifreeze is a little on the sweet tasting sides, dogs will lick at it. So your dog's getting sick, sicker and sicker. You take him to the vet runs some blood tests, and discovers, hey, this dog's got antifreeze poisoning. So you go out, you look in your garage, you go, oh, there's the spill or the leak that he's been getting at. So you clean that mess up, and your dog gets better. Would you say your dog's poisoning is in remission? Or would you say your dog is cured? Because it's not like you're going to give him more of that poison. Are you? Would you really give your dog poison on purpose? Of course not. Now, what is it that poisons diabetics? Sugar. And for everyone, even non-diabetics, the average total glucose in the blood at any given time throughout the entire body volume of blood is about a teaspoon. Anything more than that, your body adversely reacts to it. Back to the definition of poison, impairs. So yes, it's the dosage that matters. Look at this pine tree right here, by the way. That's pretty awesome. So, once you cut the carbs down low enough that your sugar gets lower and everything else, you know, your sugar gets lower, your insulin drops, you do all the stuff, and your A1C drops to 4.8. You're no longer taking any diabetes drugs. Would you say that diabetes is cured or just in remission? I'll let you decide. One other thing, since this is October the 5th, the 5th day of no coffee, I'm actually not having any headaches or anything. I'll talk more about that here in just a minute. What I was getting to there is I finished up a bunch of foods out of my freezer for the last day of September because I knew I was going to do this lion diet in October, and I'm leaving 1 week from yesterday to go on my get out of town for the winter. So I had a pound of sausage. It was andouille smoked sausage. It was really, really good. But it's listed as 1 carb per serving, and there's 4 servings in the package. So I ate the whole pound. That's 4 carbs. I had a pound of shrimp. Their packaging isn't super clear, but I've always counted that bag of shrimp that I buy. I use it half and half because it's a 2-pound bag. And I've always counted the 1 pound of shrimp at about 5 carbs. And then I had a fairly good sized chunk of hard Parmesan cheese, maybe a 3-inch by 3-inch hunk of Parmesan cheese left in the fridge. And I had 2 strips of bacon left. So I fried up the bacon first to get some bacon fat in my cast iron. Then I cut the sausages up into little chunks, threw that in there, let them start to get brown and crispy, and then threw the shrimp in on top of it. And covered it, let it simmer for about 5 minutes, and then stirred it all up, put the lid back on, and let it simmer for about another 8 minutes, and it was oh so good. But that was about a 10 or 11 carb meal, which is a lot of carbs for me. I usually keep it as close to 0 as possible, except on days I have sausage or shrimp. And that day I had both. So I was curious. I dug out my meter, and before I ate, my blood sugar was 78. An hour after I ate, I got a huge spike. The sarcasm alert there. My blood sugar Excuse me. My blood sugar spiked all the way up to 92. And then in an hour and a half, it was already starting to come back down. So it sounds to me like my insulin is working exactly as it should, so that I no longer have insulin resistance or hyperinsulinemia. I know that by my insulin and C-peptide numbers. So you can decide. Is my diabetes cured, or is it in remission? I personally choose to say I'm cured, but you can say however you want. It's entirely up to you. You can do your own research and decide for yourself. And we're all susceptible to the poisons of sugar. Am I more susceptible now than I was before? I don't know. But do I have plans to put that poison back in my body at any time? No, I don't. Just like the dog isn't planning on having any more antifreeze, I'm not planning on having any more sugar. So again, you can decide. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I'll be interested to see who falls where on this. And another thing about the comments, I will answer your question and even explain my position on the answer I gave to that question one time. But if you keep pushing the same arguments in another reply, thinking that maybe you can change my mind or tell me how to run my channel or any of those things, your comment's just going to get deleted at that point. I do listen to every comment, though. I do read them. I do give them some thought. I gave that one enough thought that, I'm making a video about it today. And I got another comment. I want to get the name right if I can. I wrote it down. Michael Adel, A-D-L-E. He is, and I do appreciate his comment. I appreciate his concern. He was telling me what I know from listening to Coach Bronson, that you should not exercise your big skeletal muscles every day, and that I needed to take a break for a day from walking. And at some point, he is absolutely right. I will have to take a break. But in talking to a close family member who has a degree in exercise science, has run Boston, and has done several ultra marathons, and now runs a running store, in talking with her, she's like, given all the weight you've lost, your legs are used to pushing more weight. Until you walk and wake up with your legs stiff and sore, or if they feel rubbery at the end of your walk, you need to stop and take a break. You need to give your body a day or two to recover. But right now, my legs feel fine. The thing that's holding me back and keeping me from walking farther is my cardiac health. And getting my heart rate up just a little bit on these walks every day is not harmful to the heart muscle. In fact, it's good for it because I'm not doing HIIT training or anything like that where I'm, spiking my pulse up to 130 or 140. Well, I don't have a pulsometer. I always take my pulse manually, literally right after I shut off the camera. I shut off the camera so I can turn on the clock timer, and I take my pulse manually. I normally have a resting pulse rate somewhere between 68 and 76, depending on what hurts that day. And when I get done with these walks, my pulse is in the mid 90s. Occasionally it's high 90. And the first day I did this 1.5 mile loop, it was actually 100 on the nose. So none of those pulse rates are dangerous for cardiac improvement, as far as I understand. If a cardiologist is watching this and has a different opinion, I'm happy to hear it. But I don't think I'm in any danger at this point. But what I really want to talk about, I want to talk to all of you about your 1% better. If you're feeling fatigued in the morning because you walked a distance that you're not used to, or you climbed stairs, or you did anything that causes your muscles to be sore the next day. And I'm not talking about first day exercise stiffness. Everybody's going to get that. But you'll be able to feel the difference. If you get sore, you'll know it. You need to take a day off from whatever that is you're doing to gain 1% and do something else. Read a book you've been meaning to read. Watch YouTube videos about a subject you've been meaning to learn about. There are many, many things that can make you 1% better. I choose to do 1% walking. And I've been watching Robin's channel for some cooking tips. And later, after I get out of this lion diet, I'm going to follow some of her advice and learn to cook better. I did actually, I got some chicken thighs on sale. They were skin on untrimmed. I got some chicken thighs on sale. Oh, it was about a week and a half ago. But I followed Robin's advice instead of just sticking them on the broiler pan like I usually do with chicken. I got out my butter and I slathered butter onto each of them. Put some salt in there. I added some extra butter to the pan, stuck them down in my cast iron skillet, and put the lid on it, and just stuck them in the oven on 350 for an hour. And then I came back, took the lid off, and left the lid off for another half hour. And they got really crunchy and crispy on top, juicy and tender in the middle. Thank you, Robin. That was some of the best chicken I've ever had. I still don't think chicken's a very good meal for me, even though I ate a lot of it. There was like 2.25 pounds of thighs in there, and I ate them all. But I still started to feel a little hungry earlier than I normally did. So I don't think I added quite enough fat to them to keep me satiated. Hello! How are you today? Roof! Roof! Cute little black and white dog. So that is what I wanted to talk to you about exercise. Because yes, once you get to a certain level, you do need to take recovery days. Exercise one day, rest for 1 or 2 days to actually build muscle. But the only muscle I'm trying to build right now is this one right here, my heart muscle. Yeah, oh, in case you couldn't see it, I'm rocking a Van City Van Life shirt today. That's Chrome and his dog Cruz. He's been living in his van for 5 years now, traveling Canada, living the good life. If you're interested at all in camping or van life or any of that kind of stuff, you should go check out Chrome's channel. He's a really good guy. But if you're not interested in that kind of stuff, don't bother. It's okay. See, that's the beauty of this channel. I don't expect you to do everything I say. I don't expect you to do everything I do. I expect you to do you. You know, you need to do what works for you. And since some of you have been asking about it, I'm going to do this on camera today so that you know I actually have it with me. This is not actually sparkling water. It's just water that I put in the bottle out of my filter at home. I normally sneak a drink when I turn the camera sideways to show you something. But I'm at the bottom of that huge hill that leads up to the road that goes to my house. It is 61 degrees outside right now. It's a beautiful day in Omaha, Nebraska. Not many of these left. As you can see, the leaves are really starting to come down now. I'm hoping to get up to Standing Bear Lake one day before I go. But that all depends on how I feel and where things are going. So if you're going to drop out now that the music's about to start, thank you for watching. Feel free to skip to the end to hear what I have to say. But for those of you who like the music part, cue the music. Okay, cut the music. Thank you. I just wanted to say a couple more things. I just turned at my house again, and I'm going up the hill. If you remember that stop sign that I tried to get to in a few videos back and then finally got there and went beyond, I'm going to try and push up this last hill and get to that stop sign for my additional 1%. I also think, I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow, but one day before I go, my 1% is going to be to shorten the route and hang my big boy camera on its strap around my neck so I have that additional weight. We'll see how that goes. When my new backpack arrives, which that's not set to arrive till I get down to North Carolina, I shipped it down there, I'm going to have a clip on the shoulder strap so I can clip my camera to that and not worry about carrying it with the strap around my neck. Even though it's a very good strap and it doesn't dig into my neck, I think having a clip on the backpack will distribute the weight a little more. But the reason I stopped the music a little early, besides to show you this add-on, it's October the 5th. That means I'm now 5 days into no coffee. And I did notice something last night. It may not be the coffee, but when I sleep, I get itchy ears. Just kind of itchy on just the inside of the ear canal, just at the start. There's that stop sign, and off we go down the hill back to the house. I have no idea if it's the caffeine that was making my ears itch, or if last night was just a one-off and my ears are going to itch again tonight. But I will let you know. I always keep Q-tips on my nightstand to scratch my ears with when it wakes me up. So I don't know. If it actually turns out to be the caffeine doing that to me, I don't know if getting rid of the itchy ears is worth giving up coffee or not. But I'll let you know what I decide on that. Other than the itchy ears thing, I haven't really noticed a whole lot. I mean, I'm still increasing. I don't know if I can't tell if, I'm not getting as tired and nothing's getting sore while I do these walks. But I don't know if that's just my overall fitness level improving, or if it's the coffee, or if it's a little bit of both. Oh, goody. The neighbor across the street has their barky dog out that just likes to bark at everything. Roof. Hey, why don't you calm down? Calm down. Are you on YouTube? There you go. Now you're on YouTube. Roof. Roof. Some dogs are really pretty, but some dogs are also brainless. You would think, me living across the street and being out in the yard and that dog seeing me, I don't know, 100 times a year, that he would stop that. but he doesn't. So anyway, don't forget to get out there and be 1% better today. There'll be a playlist pop up over here for rewatching the entire September challenge. Another video will pop up over here that you haven't seen before. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow.